folks, welcome to the cave. My name is Joe Slater again, and today I'm going to be going over some action figures, of course, because that's like one of my favorite things. But we're going to do a little history on the action figures. I got quite a few from different eras, so we might as well go over those. Back when we were kids and stuff, well, when I was a kid, we had some crappy action figures. We thought they were great back then, though. But yeah, they weren't that awesome. But we're going to go over those right now, and we'll show you what I mean. Alright, we're going to take a trip back right now to 1982 and 1983. Alright, we got this Lex Luger. These are Hasbros. Do you remember these things? Put the hands up. Used to slam each other. Here's a British Bulldog, Davy Boy Smith. We used to have these action figures back in the day. You see that? These ones are crazy. You're supposed to be able to put the hands up like this, and then you put another one in there. They don't balance. But then you're supposed to yeah, body slam by Lex Luger. And then you got Doink the Clown. He was cool. Real hair on that one. Look at that. It's got real hair. Pretty cool. And he had like this uppercut. Wha-pow. Pow. Then you could punch this guy in the face. But you can do it. You can only do it with two hands. I'm trying to do that, right? Pow! Just hit Sid Vicious right in the face with this Doink the Clown. Pow! This Honky Tonk Man. These ones were cool. Honky Tonk had, well, every time the arms don't work, but he had a body slam move too. Alright, these were cool. 1982 and 1983. They were tiny too. Let me see, I'll grab one from a later date. Show you the difference in the size. See the difference? That's crazy. They were so small, but everyone was like, oh, these are great. And there was like hundreds of these things. Everybody had one. Undertaker, Bret Hart had like 4. Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, $1 Million Man, you name it. All the old school guys had these little figures. Some had more than one. And like Bret Hart's figure, there's one of them that's worth a freaking fortune. You know what I mean? So if you have these are good to collect. Alright, so we'll put these away. And this is weird now, the next switch. Alright, we're going to keep one of these out so we can show you. Next, we have also in 84 and 85, they came out with these big rubber guys. This is, these things are crazy. Look how huge they were. They didn't even do anything. They just bent. You know what I mean? You got Roddy Piper, Macho Man, Junkyard Dog. But they didn't do anything. He used to have a collar that went around his neck and a chain that came down to his hand, but I don't know where that went. They stand up, but I mean, what do you do with them? They just stand there. These are more like, I don't even know what to do. These are more like things you sit on your shelf or like a little trophies or something, but I don't know, they didn't move, so they just stood there like this, which is pretty crazy. And look at the difference in the size. Remember I showed you this earlier? Look at the difference. That one's huge. And if you hold up the other John Cena, they're enormous. They went from tiny to enormous. But, you know what I mean. They had smaller ones, but yeah, they went from this little tiny one to this gigantic one within 2 years. It's pretty crazy. Alright. And these things, I don't know. They had a big ring for them and stuff with ropes. What did they just fly and crash into each other? Pow! Pow! I win! Pow! That's all you could do with them. Alright, so on we go. On we go. Moving along. Sorry, I know I can't sing. Alright, so then we're going to go to, we got these WCW, 1990 WCW figures. We got a Lex Luger here. We got a Sid Vicious here. Barry Windham here. But these things were terrible. They're hard plastic. Nothing bends. Nothing moves. Nothing. This guy is stuck in this position for all eternity. You know what I mean? You can't even, you can do like a DDT. And this guy, you can do like a fake punch. This guy, I do not know what you would even do. What position is that? Is he like laying an egg or something? I have no idea. But they didn't move, and I don't even know how you're supposed to play with these. Again, you just crash them into each other. But then if you look at it, look at like this one, it's old. His butt's all worn off just from bouncing around. Butts are all worn off. I guess the paint came off pretty easy, but I can just see this. Kids in the 90s being like, Mom, my WCW figure's all chipped up already because I was just playing with it. But they didn't really think about it. What fun is this? There's no fun to this whatsoever. Just, yeah, these are great. Alright, moving on. That was the 1990 WCW figures. Put them in the box. In 1994 through 1998, they had these two. Look at, this is a rubber Bret Hart figure. You know, similar to these rubber ones, except for these ones had metal bands in them. Or metal in them, so you could kind of pose them a little bit, but that's like as far as it goes. And you like do this. You can do that. Like, but that's it right there. I mean, you can't like bend the arms around to like grab hold of nothing. You can't bend the arms around to grab anything. And it kind of like looks like a giant. They could proportion it better. It's like a football player with tiny legs. Same thing with this one. This one's a little smaller. But again, you can do this. And do this. And this. But that's it. Heads don't move. Nothing moves. Just bendy little arms. Rubber arms. Alright. So those weren't very... Well, those were a little more fun than the ones that, you know, they didn't move at all. But still, these things were like bottom of the line compared to the action figures we got now. Alright, so we're going to move along a little bit. Alright, put those in the box. Alright, now we're going to switch to straight up 1998 action figures. I have a WCW one and a couple of WWE ones. Or WWF at the time. This is the 1998 Owen Hart figure. And this is the 98 Bob Holly figure. Well, Bob Holly's from 96, but they're the exact same thing. They switched over... Hold on, I gotta stop this. They switched over afterwards, and like the arms are still rubber and the legs are still rubber, but they put on these hard plastic bodies and pelvis areas, and that's it. Which these are more flexible. You can move the legs, like you can kind of like do a couple moves, bend them over, you know, bend the arms up. They had the no grab arms yet. You couldn't pick anything up with them. See, he's got like a straight hand on that side, and that's it. Pretty good detail in the hand though, and the other side's a closed fist, so you can't carry anything. So, and this Owen Hart just has like 2 thumbs up. That's all he's doing. So you couldn't really carry anything with these guys or hold any weapons. They just kind of stood there like all rubbery. And these are the WWF figures. WCW on the same year, 1998, put out this Goldberg. This is Goldberg. The only way you can really tell is because of the tattoo on the side, but he's complete plastic. Nothing bends. Doesn't even look like his face, really. And the only thing he does is you put out the fist like this. Or this fist right here. It's not even a fist. It's like a claw hand. But you have to... Oh, this fist right... No, it is this one. You push this over like that. And he doesn't even swing the fist hand. He swings the claw hand. That's it. You punch the other guys out. Whoa! Bow! This is how kids played with these. Little thumb switch in the back. Kind of weird. Ha! Alright, so these were from 98. You can see the difference, like WWE or WWF rather, back in 98, went off on their own and started creating these half rubber figures. And WCW just decided to stick with plastic. It's got screws in the back still. It's ridiculous. I'm sure if you drop this, like pieces are just going to break off. But, I don't know. All in all, we didn't know any better back then, so these were fun. Alright, also in 1998, we had these little guys, like 97, 98. This little mini Triple H. This is Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. But like I was showing you before with these guys, these are tiny, but look at that. Look at the difference in these ones. Got a little Triple H here. A little Stone Cold with the star on his boots. And we got a little Ahmed Johnson. I mean, you can get a little ring for these, but they don't do much either except for sit there. I mean, they were kind of cool. You could bring, you know, they're portable. Have little wrestling matches while you were driving around with your parents in the car. You know, but that's about all they were good for. I mean, I've lost these things. I probably had like 10 of them. They're all gone, except for these 3 right now. And I think I have a couple more over on the shelf, but they're so easy to lose because they're so damn tiny. I've never had one break, though, so I guess they're in pretty good condition, pretty good quality. Alright, so that's the 98 selection. I'm going to put those back, because now we're all up to, most of them are standard size now from here out. Alright, so what do we got? 1999. Switch to this big old Triple H here. Just want to show you that. Like, the parts were way too big. Like, look at his back. It's like someone blew him up. I mean, Triple H was big back in the day, but he's like, this one's like bigger than all the other figures. And his chest sticks way out. 100% plastic, too. Which is okay. They got rid of all the rubber. This was one of the Tron Live ones. So when you stepped on the old school Titantron setup, playset thing, this would play Triple H's music. I mean, it's got the real knee pads on this one. You know, it started getting a little better than the ones we had before. And obviously you can bend this one now and do DDTs or whatever. I don't think you can get a pedigree on it because none of the figures really bend that way. Yeah, but this is in 99. They kind of switched it. Head moves back and forth. You know, one grab hand. Well, both grab hands. So, I mean, I got a sledgehammer over there that goes in his hand. I will show you that at some other point. But right now it's just the demo on this figure. These were from 1999. Alright. We'll put this figure away. And now we're going to move up to 2003. I'm going to be skipping around a little bit, but that's okay. 2003. We have this Hulk Hogan and this Sabu here. They're both like the exact same collection. Or from the exact same series. But they're hard plastic. They bend. Real knee pads again. Reminds me of that Triple H I just showed you a minute ago. Same features. You know, same plastic, same bendy parts. Everything's pretty much the same. These ones stand up really well, though. I mean, you can stand that up in your hand if you got the balance for it. You know, these ones are awesome. Pretty stiff, so you can pose them and do all sorts of things with these ones. And again, you can make these guys wrestle, which is fun. Oops. Alright, so yeah, these were nice. In 2003, they kind of got a little better on their figures. So, that's very good, very good. Alright, and on to 2007. We're going to skip a couple years. We got this Big Show. Look how nice that is, though. This isn't even one of the elite Big Shows either. This is just a regular, straight Big Show. Parts move, legs bend really well, huge knee pads. You know what I mean? Make him, head looks up and down, left and right. It's pretty good. Got his tattoo. I mean, it's not the greatest in the world. And this side, you can't even tell what that is, but I know it's a tattoo. And Batista also. I mean, he's got a tattoo on his back, but you can't even tell if that's the real one or not because it's just like so clustered. It's crazy. But he's got this belly button tattoo. I didn't like how in order to line up his pants so the back fits, you have to stand them like this. You know what I mean? You have to stand them like this. Who stands like that? But in order to line up the logo on his pants, you have to stand them like a reverse hunchback. And no one stands like that at all. Ooh, it's got his leg tattoos and everything on there. No idea what that blue thing is, but oh well. Yeah, the only thing is not very realistic because, you know, they shouldn't have done the logo on the pants. I mean, if you bend it, look, the logo breaks. It's crazy. But yeah, otherwise, these guys were pretty good, though. They were fun to play with. I still use these ones now. Play with. I say play with. But in the adult world, these are fun to use with the ring and other figures. Alright, so these were from 2007. Yahoo! Alright, switching up. These are Elite Series from 2011. Another Triple H with the purple trunks. But as you can see, the insides bend like this. The elite figures midsections bend like that. And he's got everything moves. The hands, he's got the extra joint up here by the shoulder. These ones were nice. 2011 Elites. They almost do the splits. This Umaga though, you see, he's got the Samoan spike. They call it something else now, don't they? On SmackDown. I forgot what it was. But Apollo's henchman guy there does the freaking Samoan spike, and I don't even remember what it's called. The Nigerian nail, he calls it now. But it's the Samoan spike. Umaga invented it, you know, and they don't even give Umaga credit. But Umaga won't stand up, this one. This one's horrible. His feet always point downwards because he's barefoot. Look at the size of them clodhoppers. He's got holes in his feet, too. Kind of looks weird. But this comes off. And now you can see his Samoa tattoo on there. I'm sure you guys remember him from back in the day. I mean, he's got this necklace that comes off. The hair braids move. It's really nice. This is good quality for an Umaga. And this is one of my pride ones. I really like Umaga. He was cool. Alright, so we're going to throw these back in the bucket. And these we're already up to 2011, guys. Alright. We'll put these back. Triple H's Split Tactics Raw. Alright. And up to 2013. Straight John Cena figure. Not very much fun. Doesn't bend much. It's got the arms that bend here, but it's got the swivels up by the shoulder, so you can kind of pose him, excuse me. The head moves, but it's limited, and it won't do the splits. If you go do the splits with this one, you're going to rip the damn legs off. And you don't want to do that. We made that mistake here with a Seth Rollins before. Just got the thing. Oh, does it move this way? Snap. Leg comes right off. We still actually have that one upstairs. And I'll show you that sometime. That one's kind of cool. But this is the John Cena 2013 standard WWE figure. Nothing special. Just a John Cena. It ain't much better than the 2003 ones. It's basically the same thing as those 2003s. The Sabu and the Hulk Hogan I showed you, except for the 2003s are a little bigger. You know what I mean? Sabu looks way bigger than Cena. Alright, so 13, they weren't that great. Well, the straight ones weren't. I'm sure the elite ones were a lot better. I have a couple of those upstairs also. Alright, now we're going to go to 2016. We got this Dean Ambrose. But the special thing about this Dean Ambrose was that there's a Roman and a Seth that went with him. And they used to communicate with each other by pressing this button on the back. If you had them close enough to each other, they'd say stuff. But his batteries died, so now he just clucks like a chicken. The other Roman Reigns we have upstairs, also batteries dead, clucks like a chicken. Bark, 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 bark. It's the funniest thing ever. The first time I discovered that, I actually sat and laughed at it. I'm like, Dean says to Roman. You make me cluck all day long. I was going to change the batteries in it, but I got to go to Walmart or something and get some watch batteries, because it takes these little tiny little things. And they're such a pain in the ass, because it's got this little baby screw on the back. And there's 5 batteries in that little hole. It's insane. So I just made him cluck like the chicken. It's kind of hilarious. Alright, and that was the 2016 Dean Ambrose figure that talked to Roman Reigns and Seth. Put that one away. Now we're going to go up 2019. I showed you guys this one the other day already. This is a 2019 Edge Ultimate Series or Ultimate Collection. This is the best figure I've ever had. Got the Universal title there. But everything bends. His toes bend both ways. He could be a ballerina if he wants. See that? But everything bends on him. And he can do the full splits. Everything. All the parts come off and are changeable. You got 4 different hands, 2 different heads. He can do a complete... Look at how much that moves so you can pose him everywhere. This figure is amazing. You know what I mean? It's just awesome. This one's from 2019. Obviously, it's pretty new. They're going to be coming out with new ones soon, but this one was just released not that long ago. And it's a 2019. They hold on to them for a little while, I guess. But yeah, this figure's awesome. Little universal belt. Putting it on Edge. Going to foreshadow that. And then we have one more figure from 2020. I'm grabbing it. This one's from 2020. But any of you guys that follow me on Facebook know why I'm not opening this one yet. This is the 2020 Series 84 Roman Reigns. Comes with, 2 heads. It's got his hands that you can do that with. Wreck everyone and leave shirt. This thing is awesome. But if anyone that follows me on Facebook knows why I have not opened this figure yet. Alright, folks. That was a little history on action figures. I have a ton of them. I really enjoy action figures. And obviously title belts. It's another thing I really like. But, yeah, as I get more figures and stuff, if I get any cool ones, of course, I'll do my unboxing videos. I hope you enjoyed this little history of action figures that I used to play with. Or use against other action figures. And look for more videos, of course. And thanks for showing up. And sayonara, folks.